Hello students, welcome to another lecture of pharmaceutical jurisprudence. In our last lecture we discussed about the part 1A of GMP and today we'll be studying about part 1B, right? So in part 1A we had the special requirements for the manufacturing of sterile products, and in part 1B we have specific requirement for the manufacture of solid oral dosage form, that is tablets and capsules. So let's start. So the first point is that the mixing, the shifting and the blending equipments, they should be fitted with dust extractors unless and until you are operating in a closed system, right? And secondly, the residues which you get after the sieving operation is completed, those residues should be examined periodically for any unwanted materials. Then next, the critical operations, the critical parameters, for example, the time and temperature for each mixing, for blending and for drying operations, they should be specified in the master formula and monitored during the processing, and it should be recorded for each batch. So the next point is that the filter bags which are fitted with the fluid bed, they should be after every operation, for every different product, basically they should be properly washed in between to prevent the chances of mix up. Then granulation and coating solutions, they should be made and they should be stored in a manner which minimizes the risk of contamination and which minimizes the risk of microbial growth, and the storage should be according to the parameters set. Now the next point is tablet compression. So each tablet compressing machine, they should be equipped with, they should be fitted with, provided with effective dust control facility to avoid the chances of contamination in the tablet. Then secondly, all the suitable equipments which are required for the procedure of tablet compression should be available in the unit, and those equipment should be properly calibrated and a record of the calibration should be maintained. And the next point is that at the commencement of each compression run, at each point of time, the tablets should be examined for any defect. From time to time, the tablets should be examined. Then next, the tablets which are being manufactured, they should be dedusted and it should be monitored for the presence of any foreign material or any unwanted material. And all the rejected and discarded tablets, they should be isolated, and record of that particular rejection should also be maintained. Now coming to tablet coating. Now, the area where the tablet coating procedure has to be done, it should be provided with a proper exhaust system and suitable environment control measures to measure the temperature and humidity at all point of time, and the manufacturer or the licensee should make sure that the temperature and humidity are always according to the standard laid down. Secondly, the coating solution which is being prepared, or the solution which is being prepared, they should be made afresh, and it should be used in a manner that shall minimize the risk of microbial growth and contamination. It should be made whenever it has to be used. Old solutions which are prepared earlier and stored, those solutions should not be used, because in those solutions there are higher risks of microbial growth and contamination. Then secondly, air supply, that is the air that is supplied to the coating pans, basically for the purpose of drying, they should be filtered and they should be of suitable quality, the quality which is specified. Now coming to the fillings of hard gelatin capsules, so the empty capsules which are used for the purpose, they should be treated as drug components only, and they should be stored under specific conditions. The manufacturer should ensure that the storage of empty capsules is such so that the quality of the empty capsules is not adversely affected in the environment which they are kept. The manufacturer should ensure their safety from the effects of excessive heat and excessive moisture as well. Now coming to the printing of tablets and capsules. Now special care should be taken to avoid mix-up during any printing of tablets and capsules, right? Only edible color should be used, and after printing of the tablets and capsules, the particular tablet and capsule should be firstly, approved by the quality control department before they are further sent for packaging. Now coming to packaging, this is the last point. Now care should be taken when you are using an automatic tablet and capsule counting strips and blister packaging equipments. You should make sure that all the blisters or all the strips which are not of good quality, they are removed. Secondly, the strips that are coming out of the machine, they should be inspected for any defects, and all the defective strips or the blisters, they should be removed, they should be discarded. Now, all the strips and all the blisters, they should be periodically subjected to vacuum test to make sure that the particular blister or that particular strip is leak proof, right? So thank you so much, dear students. This was all in today's lecture. We have completed with part 1B in today's lecture. We'll be studying part 1C and 1D in our next lecture. For today's lecture, if you have any doubt, any queries, you can always reach out to me. Please contact me, and I'm always happy to solve your problem. Thank you so much once again.